going to take a quick look at the type tool or type tools in Photoshop. I'm just going to start off with a new letter size document. Click Create. Our type tool is over here on the side, here where this letter T is. You can also just hit T on your keyboard. Click and hold and you'll see that we have two type tools and two variations on the type tool. Horizontal and vertical are the only ones we're going to use today. I'm going to just start with the horizontal type tool. And I'm going to zoom in here, move us up to the top of the paper. There are two ways to create type in Photoshop. The way that we're going to be doing it today is simply to click once and it will create lorem ipsum filler text. If you double click it and have it highlighted, you can replace that text with anything you like. And there you have it. Double click it again to edit it, or you can come over here to the layers panel and double click that T to highlight it. To move the text, you can just use the move tool. To resize the text or to do any editing to the text, we will need to highlight it first. Over here on the side in our properties panel, with the text selected, you'll see that we have a character section. We also have a transform section, but we're not really using that. Character section, this is going to be your font choice, font size, and a couple of other things that we don't need to look at today, but leading, tracking, and kerning are down there, as well as the color. So let's go ahead and create another line of type. So if I look over here, you will see that when I type in my new text, it changes the layer name to that text so that you know which one is which. If I double click on the hello, that's the hello text. Double click on the Mrs. Bergman, that's the Mrs. Bergman text. I want to change the font for this one, so I'm going to choose something from my fonts. This is all in alphabetical order. All the fonts that you have installed plus anything that comes pre-installed on Adobe or pre-installed on your computer will be in here. The only one that we kind of have a little trouble with is the Noto fonts, the Noto variable fonts. Those are not going to show up, and there's a lot of them, so you're just going to skip through them and find one that works for you. Let's do Vortis. And it scrolled me back up to Noto. Thanks, buddy. Alright, fine. Pick something else. There we go. Rampart 1 regular. So, if I want to change the font size, there are these set font sizes. It goes up to 300. I can do it that way. I can also, using my move tool here, just click and drag with the free transform box. And you'll see that it does automatically update it does automatically update the size. So that's a good way to figure out your maximum sizes there. And then finally, let's change the color. You know I love me some blue-green. Alright, so that's the basics for the horizontal type tool. Now let's create some type. Whoops, I still have that selected. Oh, here's a good example. What if you create type that you don't want? All you have to do is accidentally click and then you've got text boxes all over the place. You can just go in and delete those layers. For those of you that are curious about the second way of putting in text, that would be creating area text, which is where you click and drag, and it will create text that is confined to this box. And then you can see more of the lorem ipsum here. Lorem ipsum dolor sedem et, etc., etc., etc. Again, this is just nonsense Latin. Doesn't mean anything. Just kind of looks like text without being distracting. So let's say you create some text and you don't want it. You can hit delete on your keyboard. That'll delete the layer. Or you can drag it to the trash can or click the trash can and get rid of it. Okay, so let's create another line of horizontal type. Demo text, yeah. And for this one, I'm going to use a less fancy looking text typeface so that it's a little bit easier to tell what I'm doing. So here is some basic demo text. I have two options for doing some kind of transformation editing to it. I can use edit, transform, and our transform options like scale, rotate, skew, and warp. Let's do skew. You're going to grab corners. Skew is basically stretching it from the bottom or the top to make it do that or do that. So we'll skew that text. We can also use free transform, which will allow us to grab the corners and scale and rotate. If you hold down if you hold down Command, it will allow you to do some more advanced things, skewing and stretching and basically really warping the text. The other option we have, just make this a different color, sure. The other option we have is with the text selected, we can go up here to this button. Looks like a T on a hill. Click that, and this is our warp text options. These are sort of the classic word art sort of things. And you can adjust these settings here. So one cool thing about type layers like this in Photoshop is that even though we've done all of this wild editing to them, we can still edit them further. So for example, maybe I don't want this to say demo text. Maybe I want it to say hurdy-gurdy. I can just type that in. I can also still change the font. Can still change the color. I'm gonna go ahead and accept that. I can still edit it if I decide maybe I want my skew to go the other way. All of this is still fully editable. Just remember, you have to have your text highlighted in order to edit it. Okay. All right. That is the basics of editing text with the text tool. Have fun.